South Dakota voters legalize adult use marijuana. So you can be token in Dakota. Turns out, though, because that's very exciting, right? Turns out, no, a South Dakota judge strikes down voter-passed marijuana measure. Talk about a buzzkill. That's real. That's from February 9th. That's from February 9th of 2021. A South Dakota judge ruled Monday that a voter-approved constitutional amendment that would have legalized marijuana for recreational use was in itself unconstitutional. Well, how sweet is that? I guess that next week the same judge is going to outlaw dancing. Is that what's going to happen? The people voted. Yes. I know you guys think you get to have democracy. Well, the people did vote. South Dakota voters approved Amendment A, which legalized recreational marijuana by a 54% to 46% margin in November. That's a pretty big margin. A separate ballot measure legalizing marijuana for medicinal purposes also passed with almost 70% support. The lawsuit challenging the amendment's validity was brought by the head of the State Highway Patrol and the Sheriff of Pennington County, Officer Buzzkill Magoo. So these are the head of the State Highway Patrol and the sheriff. So one's elected. I'm going to guess that guy's not. So these two people with power don't like democracy. How dare you think that the government and the laws are supposed to reflect the will of the people? This really happened. This really happened. If Amendment A were to take effect, South Dakota would be the 15th state to legalize marijuana for recreational use and the 13th state in which voters themselves approved a ballot measure to make marijuana legal. And that's why this should be national. This should be a national thing. Joe Biden should do this. But of course, Joe Biden is as in touch with reality as North Dakota cops. Demented Joe Biden's opposition to marijuana legalization is at odds with most Americans' views. But you got to vote for him. And no, Joe Biden doesn't smoke pot. He just sounds like he does.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
It's not fair because he's already permanently high. He doesn't need marijuana to sound like that. So that's what's going on in North Dakota. I just thought I'd let you know. You thought voting mattered, democracy mattered. You thought people cared about democracy. You thought people cared about people voting. And so what do you think? You think that suppresses the vote next time? You think that people doing this, a judge overturning the will of the people at the behest of cops, you think that increases people's participation in democracy or decreases people's participation in democracy? We have another story just like this coming up, meaning another story where the establishment is taking away your democracy. By the way, democracy in general does not exist in the United States. You get to vote. You definitely get to vote. You get to vote. But that's like saying, I get to choose health insurance companies. I get to choose. Yeah, you get to choose between one horrible insurance company or the other. And in lots of times, you don't get either. So if we have, as Chris Hedges say, they pay fealty to democracy. Oh, how important it is and how sacred the vote is and freedom and liberty and the Constitution and democracy and people's vote and the will of the people. And then no. You don't get to do what you want. Why? Because the sheriff is here and a judge. So what's supposed to happen is that judge is supposed to be voted out. If that judge is elected, are all judges elected? Why do we elect judges?
Oh my God!
But anyway, that's what's supposed to happen. I don't know. Maybe that judge is appointed. I bet that judge is appointed, which is why he did that. Because if he was elected, I bet he wouldn't do that. But this is just my guess. People are crazy. Who knows? I wonder if that judge is elected. I wish I had that information. I don't, but there you go. You want another example of vote, because it really matters. Vote for Joe Biden, a guy who said he didn't want his kids to grow up in a racial jungle. That's Joe Biden. He's our president. Hey, everybody, this is the part where I tell you where all our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then this is why I tell you to join our premium program and get extra content, but nobody's got a fucking job. So just enjoy the video.